Selena had liposuction within 2 months of her death. That's what Yolanda's attorney told the judge before trial. According to Yolanda's attorney, there was conflict between Abraham, Yolanda, and Selena because of the relationship that Selena had with the doctor in Monterey. Yolanda's attorney said that Abraham was angry with Yolanda and that in the motel room before the shooting occurred, there was discussion about the surgery and about Selena breaking off with her father, not with Yolanda. I'm Safisha Thembeka, a real attorney. I've reviewed the official record and what Yolanda's attorney intended to prove and how he intended to prove it just might reshape how evidence in this case has been seen for over 30 years. Here's what the record revealed. A detective testified at Yolanda's bond hearing, and according to the detective, Yolanda made several unauthorized trips to Mexico. The detective testified that he spoke about the trips with Selena's family members and with a doctor named Ricardo Martinez. Yolanda's attorney told the judge that that same doctor performed surgery on Selena, and he asked the judge for an order to question the doctor in Mexico about the surgery. Yolanda's attorney wanted someone other than Yolanda, an independent source, to prove that the surgery happened. He also asked for any records which would prove that Selena had liposuction. The judge denied both requests. And at that time, Yolanda's attorney did not offer any additional information which could corroborate a liposuction claim. The medical examiner who testified at trial, however, did. The medical examiner testified about the bullet, how it entered Selena's back, exited her chest, and completely severed an artery along the way. He also testified about other markings on Selena's body, scars around the knees, and also a small scar just above the pubic region on the right side. And when asked if they were recent, the doctor testified, "No, sir, these were all old scars reflecting some sort of cut or some other kind of injury that might have happened at some point in the past." And there you have it. Yolanda's attorney said that Selena had lipo within 2 months of her death. And at trial, the medical examiner testified that Selena had an old scar above the pelvic region. That proves that Selena had liposuction, right? Wrong. No doctor testified at trial that they performed liposuction on Selena. No medical records were introduced to establish that a surgery occurred. And none of the lawyers even connected that scar to a liposuction procedure at trial when questioning the medical examiner. Now, could the scar be evidence of a liposuction surgery? Sure. But standing alone, without expert testimony, without medical records, without anyone tying the scar to a procedure, some might call that a leap to an unsupported conclusion. And it's that same kind of evidentiary leap, that same kind of unsupported conclusion is what Yolanda's attorney called attention to before trial. In May of 1995, an officer testified that the Corpus Christi Police Department was conducting an investigation into the unauthorized use of funds from Selena Incorporated. The detective testified that the Quintanilla's bookkeeper was conducting an audit, and the officer said that Yolanda made numerous unauthorized trips to Monterey. He named Dr. Ricardo Martinez and said that the doctor said that she would be over there a lot. By August, Yolanda's attorney told the judge, they said in May that they were investigating this alleged embezzlement. They also said that in July, they weren't done with the investigation. He said that's May, June, and July. Now, he tried to get records with a discovery motion, and he also tried to get the records with a subpoena. And Yolanda's attorney testified in August, I still don't have those records. On the same day in August, a prosecutor told the judge, the prosecution isn't going to put up any evidence of any money being embezzled or anything like that. There's a difference between thinking something is happening and it actually happening. And the prosecution is going to introduce evidence that Abraham thought that Yolanda was embezzling funds and that he confronted her about it. Yolanda's attorney told the judge, what the prosecution is trying to do is, they're trying to let that witness testify that he believes that my client is an embezzler, but they're hiding the records, which will help us prove that's not so. They can't have it both ways. They cannot have it both ways. And then at trial, Abraham in fact testified that he recovered the fan club records, and they found proof that Yolanda was stealing. Abraham testified that there were letters and checks that Yolanda wrote. When Abraham said this, the state didn't introduce any letters, and they didn't introduce any checks. And the bookkeeper that the detective said was conducting an audit didn't testify at trial. So I'll ask you this. If you wouldn't accept the claim that Selena had liposuction without a doctor's testimony, without medical records, without some connection of the scar to a surgery? Did you accept that Yolanda embezzled money without the bookkeeper's testimony, without the checks, without the letters? Did you let them have it both ways?